Are the cameras on the OPPO Reno8 good? Let's find out in this camera test. The last time you guys saw the OPPO Reno8 on this channel, we had an engineering unit, so things may not have been working as intended. Well, we finally got the retail version shipped to us, so it's time to test those cameras out once again. Without further ado, let's jump right into the photo samples, starting with its 50 megapixel main camera that's backed by a Sony IMX766 sensor, which really shines when there's a lot of light out. It gives you dependable snaps with a good amount of detail and a fair amount of dynamic range. Admittedly, OPPO has always had a tendency to amp up colors in their post-processing, which at times can be a bit too much for me, so for the most part, I turned AI off on the cameras to make sure it's at the sweet spot for what I would generally like to see. Now, speaking of detail, OPPO does have a 50 megapixel mode on the Reno8 5G, but as you would expect, photos taken in this mode will have larger file sizes along with larger resolutions. Now, this mode is useful if you want to capture moments that you know that you'll actually turn into prints in the future. Otherwise, stick to the usual if you're going to be posting it online to save up on storage on your phone. Moving on to the ultra-wide camera, and all things considered, you are getting pretty snaps with this 8 megapixel shooter, which is more or less at par with most of the competition out in the market. It has decent dynamic range, and colors have just the right amount of punch to make your friends and family jealous when you show them photos from your vacation. One thing that impressed Leah and I with the Reno8 is its portrait mode on the phone's 32 megapixel front camera that's equipped with a Sony IMX709 sensor, which I've read is something that's customized for the company. We're impressed because the cutout looks really clean and could be the cleanest we've seen in a while, and really isolates the subject if that's what you're going for. It even handled Leia's little uncooperative hair really well, although we have seen some samples where this has faltered at times, so make sure you take a couple of safety shots. Now, overall, I think selfies look great using the Reno8, but I advise you to take it easy on beauty mode. It offers a ton of control to slim your face, change your eye size, and even more. And I know that I've lost weight over the last couple of months, but my jawline isn't that defined. So again, take it easy. When it comes to low light performance, you are getting decent performance out of this phone as well. Now, you're losing a bit of the finer detail if you look really closely, since we are getting some noise reduction happening in the background, but nothing really out of the ordinary when you compare shots to the other phones we've tested recently. And to be fair, you're getting pretty punchy colors too. By the way, not sponsored, but this is our new favorite coffee spot in BGC, and you might be seeing more low light tests here in the future. Now on to the video side of things. For the rear cameras, the OPPO Reno8 is capable of shooting up to 4K 30, and I'm going to show you what that's like, but if you want to have stabilization turned on, you will get bumped down to 1080p, which is pretty much the standard for most devices, and here's what the footage looks like, along with footage from the front camera as well. Okay, so we can fully test out the Ultra Steady. We will walk around. Caveat lang, or yung catch dito is kung gamit niyo yung Ultra Steady, is that hanggang 1080p lang ang resolution na pwede. But again, very stable. But as you can see, like if you pan, like there's a delay, a slight delay to compensate for the motion. So make sure you compensate or take notice of that, para lang hindi kayo magulat kung bibilin nyo nga ang OPPO Reno. But yeah, super smooth nga, super steady, as the feature says. Okay, so finally in Green Hills, of course, we got to do a vlog test using the 32 megapixel front camera na hanggang 1080p lang. Unfortunately, hindi ko alam ang frame rate kasi hindi naka-indicate, so I will have to check in post kung ano nga siya, and I'll just link it somewhere on screen. So that's what the front camera looks like. Partida, naka-black mask ako usually, naka-up yung exposure, so we'll try this again later. But that's a quick test. I'll test it later with stabilization on to see how steady that is. Whoa, nakasang kusina. Now, one thing I really appreciated with the video modes on the OPPO Reno8 is dual view. This isn't a new feature, but I like it that you can actually have frames that you can switch from a circle, rectangle, or even straight up split screen, so people can still see your reaction to the places you're visiting, but make it look like you've exerted a bit more effort into editing those videos, where it's really only a few swipes and taps away. Overall, the OPPO Reno8 5G's cameras perform quite well for both photos and video. Again, the 50 megapixel main camera with the Sony IMX766 is definitely the star of the show when it comes to this device that produces shots that you can always depend on to capture moments with your friends and family. Now, this device is priced at 27,999 pesos. Do you think those snaps are worth that price point? If you do, I'll leave details on how you can order the OPPO Reno8 5G down below. And if you're curious about the phone's gaming performance, wait for Antoine's video to see how the MediaTek Dimensity 1300 on the OPPO Reno8 handles some of your favorite games. This is Tito James. Peace, God bless. See you guys next time.